Assalamualaikum students, hope you all are fine and safe at your homes and you already have drawn the diagram of animal cell I was asking for you to draw, and that should be neat and tidy, right? So we were talking about animal cell and we just identify all the parts: the outer layer, cell membrane, the inner center, nucleus, which is also the control center, right? A vacuole, cytoplasm, that is spread all around in the cell, mitochondria, ribosome, that is not a, your choice, okay? So just skip mitochondria and ribosome and just label as labeled in your book, okay? So we talked about nucleus and we talked about that nucleus is the control center and all the chemical reactions that take place in the nucleus. We talked about chromosome, that are thread-like structures, and what is the function of a chromosome? Yes, they have to transfer, they are responsible to inherit characteristic from one organism to another organism. For example, your eye color or your hairs like your mom or your dad, right? So let's discuss the other parts today. So we were talking about cytoplasm, right? So cytoplasm, the all spread all around in the cell. As cytoplasm spread all around in the cell, it's mean all the things that are going inside cells should be placed in the cytoplasm, right? So all the chemical reaction in the cells are going to take place in the cytoplasm. For example, if you eat something, that is going to be in this cytoplasm. And this is going to be digested in the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is responsible for all the chemical reaction, and energy is going to be stored in the cytoplasm, and energy is going to be released from the cytoplasm as well, okay? Because when you eat you feel energetic, when you drink you feel energetic, and when you don't eat you feel lethargic, right? So that is all because cytoplasm is taking care of all the chemical reaction and it provides you energy, okay? Second thing, vacuole. So what is vacuole? You can see the tiny circles in the cell. So these are tiny circles in the cell, and they are like empty inside, okay? Because they are empty inside, they can store liquid, they can store food, right? So this is their function. They just store some air, they store some liquid, they store some food. So if you are not going to eat for like 2 days, you can have energy from the food that is stored in the vacuole. Now you were wondering about, like, these are so tiny particle and they are very small and they are going to contain food, how much food they are going to store, right? And how much energy we are going to have because of these tiny vacuoles. So you're right about that. If we have only one tiny vacuole, we are not going to take enough energy to survive like for 2 days, okay? But I told you that in human there are like trillions of cells, and every cell contains numerous vacuoles. You can say there may be like 10, 20, 30. So when 10, 20, 30 in the trillion cells, there may be 20 trillion or 30 trillion. So you can have like more energy from 20 trillion cells, right? So you can survive like for 2 days even you can't eat anything. Okay. So, and the last thing is cell membrane, the outer boundary, right? This is very crucial. If cell do not have cell membrane, what going to happen? Just think about it. What's going to happen? If I just cut this cell membrane from here, yes, all the cytoplasm and the vacuole and the mitochondria and these tiny particles are going to be thrown outside this cell, because this cell membrane make them intact. So it's like a balloon, okay? You fill the water in a balloon and you just make a knot. If you cut that balloon, all the water is going to be out of that balloon, okay? So cell membrane is the covering, okay, outer covering, and it is partially permeable. Now what is meant by partially permeable? I know these are like very tough word to use, but whether you are a scientist, you are going to have a tough routine and you are going to use the tough words, okay? So this is very simple. Partially permeable means this outer layer have tiny holes. You can't see with the naked eye, obviously, okay? So it allows some material to get inside, okay? Let me draw for you. So this, for example, this membrane have a hole here, Let me change the color so we can see clearly. Okay, a hole here, a hole here. I'm just putting the lines, just consider them as holes. A hole here, a hole here. Okay, so materials can pass. So for example, if there is a hole like this, a tiny material of this kind, let me change the color so we can see the material. A tiny material of this size of the hole can pass in it, right? But size of the material should be less than the hole. Similarly, tiny material of this size can pass through this hole. Tiny material of this size can pass through this hole. Similarly, the other holes. Okay, but you have to tell me about this. Okay, you have to tell me if this material has to pass through this hole. This a big material. Can this pass through this hole to this cytoplasm? No, this can't be happen because we just have this tiny space to pass through, right? So this big particle can't pass into this hole. So that's why the cell membrane is known as partially permeable membrane. Okay, because it allows some substances to pass through depending upon its hole size, and other substances it do not allowed to pass through. So liquid, you can say the all the liquid can be passed through it easily inside the cytoplasm. That's why cytoplasm is so liquidy. Okay, but the organelles also, these organelles can't be get out of this hole because you can see the size of this organelle and the size of this hole. It can't be passed through this. Even this can't be passed through this, right? Because they are very big than the size of the hole. Okay, so this is known as partially permeable membrane. I hope you got the concept of the partially permeable membrane. So it controls the movement of material from inside and outside the cell. Also, if we have like, okay, if we have like tiny particle here, tiny particle, tiny particle, tiny particle, tiny particle, tiny particle, tiny particle. Okay, because we said that when chemical reaction is taking place in cell, right? So in this chemical reaction, this tiny particle produce. So cell do not need it. Okay, cell do not need it. So cell will, what cell is going to do? Cell is going to throw it out using this tiny hole. But cell just can throw out these kind of tiny particles, not these big particles. Okay, so just keep in mind. So that's how cell controls. That's how this cell membrane controls the movement inside and outside of the cell. I hope you got the idea of the partially permeable cell membrane, right? Okay, so this is about cell. Okay, this is all about cell. So let's recap. I'm sorry, I have to erase what I just wrote. Okay, let me erase it. Okay, so we talked about cell, animal cell, and we talked about different parts: cell membrane, nucleus, vacuole, cytoplasm, and chromosome. And nucleus is the control center. Cell membrane, what is the purpose of cell membrane? It allows some substances to pass. So it controls the movement of the material. Vacuole just stores some liquid and some food. Cytoplasm, all the chemical reactions are going to take place in the cytoplasm. And then we just get inside the nucleus, right? And we see that there are some third like particles in the nucleus which is known as chromosomes. Exactly, they are known as chromosome. And what is the purpose of chromosome to be there? They are responsible for transfer of genetic information from one organism to another organism. Good enough. So we are done with animal cell, and in the last, yep, you have an assignment. So you have to list them the main part of animal cell. We already list them down. So draw neat and label diagram of animal cell. I hope you already have drawn the diagram of animal cell. If you didn't draw it yet, just draw it. Okay. Then why nucleus is known as the control center of the cell? I told you, because all the chemical reactions are going to control by nucleus. Write on the function of chromosome in heredity, transfer material, describe the function of structure of cytoplasm. Already done with that, right, written in your book as well, you can see the chapter. I'm going to upload the chapter in the resource file, so you can download the chapter from there as well. Describe the composition of vacuole in animal cell. You can do that. Write the function of cell membrane. Define partial permeable membrane, and you have to do the review question number 3. Okay. So good luck for your homework assignment. I'll see you in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.